Hi, I'm here today with Armand. He's a great mentor. I've been following him for many years. Armand, it's great to talk to you today.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you for having me.
Now the thing is, I've seen online. You've said, you've been online for like 20 years,
Right.
and now is really the best time in comparison to like 20 years ago. There weren't all the tools and everything.
Sure.
So people very often you give them this opportunity of making money online. You show them this and you show them that, and they don't really think that it really works. And can you just explain to my subscribers how online marketing really works?
Sure. It's a really great question, because a lot of people, when they think of the idea of marketing online, they think it has to be complicated.
Exactly.
When you break it down into essence, it's simply providing a product that people want to buy, an interest that you're fulfilling a need or fulfilling an interest that they have. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter what market it is. We know people that are selling hundreds and hundreds of products per day in certain markets, but the fact is that when we're talking about marketing on the internet, one of the key aspects is really just getting started. It's easier today than it ever has been in history. Now, when we really think about it, back 20 years ago, you mentioned I've been doing this for 20 years, I had to fight and scrape just to be able to make a web page. Now we've got things like WordPress, plugins, themes, things that make it so easy for people. And right now is the best time. And here's the fact, is that a lot of people that may be watching this right now, you're thinking about, I've tried this or I've tried that. Well, maybe you just haven't tried it the right way. There's a good way and there's a bad way of doing everything, right? So one of the things that you want to think about is a couple of basic options. First of all, number one, building a list. One of the primary aspects, if you have a list, then you can market something to them. Just the other day, as an example, I set up a website. It was an older website that I had a few years ago. And when I set this site up, the whole thing is about a newsletter. And the reason why I set it up as a newsletter is simply because if a person gives me their name and email address, they don't want one email from me, they want 12, because they want one each month for this particular newsletter. So if you just did something like that for a particular market or a particular product, a particular service that you're interested in, or an area of interest that you might have, and set up a simple newsletter where you just give them the latest tips, tricks, and whatever it may be for that particular market, that could be a simple way to get started. But it also may be a way to test the market. Because if you can't get a person to give you their name and email address, how could you possibly ask that person to buy something?
But the thing is, a lot of these people don't realize you're actually trying to help them as well.
Yes.
You're not trying to scam them or just get the email for nothing, but you actually want to give them good quality products.
Yeah, let me give you an example. I'm on a person's list right now, and this particular person promotes 5 different products every single week. And I know the person, I know the individual, and I've met them, and the fact is that I felt like a number. It instantly turned me from a human to a number, because I realized very quick that I'm just another person on this list, and just a number there, and it didn't feel right when I
It should be a relationship, shouldn't it?
Yeah, and it can be. It's really interesting, because you play that piece between a relationship, which most people think it's two-sided. But when you're talking about building a list, it's actually a one-sided relationship. But you need to treat that person as an individual. For example, I might promote a product to you, but the fact is I'm only going to promote a product that I truly 100% believe in.
Exactly.
If I use it myself, for example, I promoted a product recently. We did very well promoting it. But the first words out of my mouth in that email actually were, I just bought this. And it's the absolute truth. I bought it, and I think you should buy it too. And in almost everything I promote, I always tell people, I always buy it first. Because how could I possibly suggest it to another person if I didn't purchase it myself? So, but yeah, I think it's that aspect. Yeah, you are trying to help people. In essence, I'm always trying to help people, doing no matter what I'm doing. But at the same time, is it a business? Sure. It's not a charity. If I wanted to start a charity, I would. So you have to think about it. Yes, your time's worth money. And I had a student one time. She was dealing in the homeschool market, and the hardest part for her was to actually charge people for her time. And it took actually several years to get over that, because we have this mentality that we are worth only a certain amount. And so eventually she got over that, where her prices started getting higher and higher and higher, and where she's actually worth what she's charging now. And I should say she feels that she's worth. That's a better, accurate assessment. But it took a while for her to get there. And I think a lot of times people, when they're starting their own business, just need to realize that your time is valuable, that people want to pay you, your expertise is valuable, your life experience is valuable, and now, as you know, many things that I tell, I'm telling stories about what I've done. I'm showing examples of what I did, and just showing people exactly how to do what I just did. And I think that's the great part about marketing and selling information online, is that here's a basic formula. You figure out how to do something, and you figure out how to do it well, and then you simply tell other people how to do it as well.
And you lead the way, and they can
because
follow.
what you're doing is you're creating a shortcut to their success.
Exactly.
You have the long way. A mentor of mine, his name's John Childers, actually. And John told me one time, he says there's two ways. He goes, you can earn your way in, or you can buy your way in. And a lot of people want to buy their way in, and that's not a bad thing. Meaning that I'd rather pay someone that's already done what I want to do, and have them shortcut my way to success. And that's really what it boils down to.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it's been great speaking to you.
Sounds great. Well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.